My girlfriend cheated with my roommate. I made them both homeless and one day. Look, I'm not here for sympathy or validation. I'm here to tell you how I systematically destroyed two people who thought they could make me their BCH. If you're looking for some sob story about healing and forgiveness, scroll the F on. I'm 26, been grinding my sauce off as a warehouse supervisor for the past 4 years. Not glamorous work, but it pays well when you're willing to work doubles and overtime. I was pulling 70 to 80 hour weeks, bringing home close to $6,000 a month after taxes. Why? Because I was supporting my girlfriend Maya through nursing school. Maya and I had been together for 3 years. Met her at a friend's party when she was finishing her prerequisites. Beautiful girl, Indian, long black hair, the smile that used to make me forget how tired I was after a 16-hour shift. Her family was conservative as HL barely tolerated me because I wasn't Indian, but I won them over by showing them I could provide for their daughter hair race. Where I effed up, I trusted her. When she said she needed to focus on school, I said no problem. When she said she couldn't work more than 15 hours a week at that boutique job, I covered everything: rent, utilities, groceries, her car insurance, even her effing textbooks. I was dropping almost $4,000 a month, making sure she didn't have to stress about anything except studying. My roommate Darius moved in about 18 months ago. Found him through a mutual friend when I needed someone to split the rent. Solid dude, or so I thought. Worked it for some startup, made decent money. Had a girlfriend, Kesha, who was always cool to me. Would grab beers, sometimes play some Call of Duty. Normal roommate. SHT. The apartment was nice, 2-bedroom 2-bath in a decent part of town. I'd been there 2 years before Darius moved in. My name was on the lease. I built credit with the landlord, Mr. Rodriguez. Darius just paid me his half directly. Should have been the perfect setup. 3 weeks ago everything went to SHT. I was supposed to work a double, but there was a power issue at the warehouse. First time in months they sent us home early. I remember being pumped. Maybe I could surprise Maya, take her out for once. She'd been saying her study group was clinging her, staying at the library until 2 to 3:0 a.m. most nights. I got home around 10:0 p.m. instead of 6:0 a.m. like usual. Soon as I walked in I knew something was off. Dora's shoes were by the door, but so were Maya's, the expensive ones I bought her for her birthday. Weird because Wednesday was her late study group night. Then I heard it through the paper-thin walls of our cheap apartment. I heard my girlfriend moaning, not just moaning, screaming Das name like she was auditioning for PN Hub. I stood there in my own hallway, still in my work boots, listening to the woman I was clinging myself to support getting her back blown out by my roommate. My first instinct was to kick the door down, but something stopped me. Maybe it was the exhaustion, maybe it was shock, but I just stood there thinking. Then I heard them talking. If we should have gone to your place, Maya said, clear as day. Why, your boy's working until morning. Dumb sauce doesn't have a clue. That was Darius. They both laughed. Sometimes I feel bad, Maya continued. He's so effing pathetic. Thinking him at the library. I haven't opened a textbook in months. You still graduating though, barely. CS get degrees. Once I get my license I'm gone. Already talking to travel nurse agencies. He can keep paying my bills. Until then I backed away from the door, went back outside and sat in my car for an hour, not crying, not raging, just thinking, planning. See, I'm not the type to go in hot. I don't, unless I know when I don't make moves, unless I know the outcome. And sitting in that car I realized I had all the power here. They just didn't know it yet. I went back in after midnight, acted like I just got off work. Maya was in our bed, hair wet from a shower, playing on her phone, gave me some BS about getting home early from studying. I kissed her forehead, told her I was tired and went to sleep. But I didn't sleep. I planned. Update 1 posted 2 days ago. You want to know what real patience looks like? It's lying next to someone who just got done effing your roommate and acting like everything's normal. It's eating breakfast with the dude who's been raw dogging your girl and asking him about his day. It's being a goddamn Oscar winner for a week straight while you gather evidence. The morning after I found out I called in sick to work for the first time in 2 years, told them I had food poisoning, would be out a couple days. My supervisor was shocked, even offered to bring me soup. Good guy, told him I'd be fine. Maya left for her classes around 9:0 a.m. Darius left for work at 9:30. I had the apartment to myself and a plan to execute. First thing, I needed to understand the extent of this SHT. I went through everything: credit card statements, I paid for hers, phone records, I paid for that too, social media, everything. What I found made me glad I hadn't confronted them right away. This wasn't new. Going through our credit card history, I found charges at restaurants when she was supposedly at study group, hotels when she told me she was staying at her friend's place, effing lingerie from Victoria's Secret when we hadn't had sex in 2 months because she was too stressed from school. The hotel charges matched with days. Darius told me he was visiting his family out of state. These mother effers had been playing me for at least 4 months, but hair race, where it gets worse, I found receipts for Plan B multiple times. My girl was on birth control. I effing paid for it, which meant they were hitting it raw and being reckless about it. I installed a hidden camera in the living room, nothing in the bedroom, and not trying to catch a case, but I needed video evidence of them together. And these idiots love effing on my couch, the same couch I bought, the same couch where we used to watch movies. That night I worked my regular shift, came home to Maya studying at the kitchen table, books spread out like she was prepping for them. Cats. I played my part, made her dinner, rubbed her shoulders, told her how proud I was of her dedication. She ate it up, even initiated sex for the first time in weeks. I declined, said I was tired. The thought of touching her after what I knew made my skin crawl. Thursday night was jackpot night. I was at work but really parked down the street watching the camera feed on my phone. They didn't even wait an hour after I left. Darius walked into our apartment, not his bedroom, straight to mine. Maya was already half NKD, wearing my effing hoodie, my hoodie, the one from my college that she always said was her favorite. I watched them make out on my couch, watched him bend her over it, watched her ride in reverse cowgirl while they both laughed about something. The audio was clear enough. He asked if I needed help with tuition next semester. Maya giggled. What did you say? That I was so grateful for his support, might even throw him some next week to keep him happy. You're effing evil, Darius said, but he was laughing too. He's getting what he wants, a good little Indian girlfriend. His friends can be jealous of him getting what I want, bills paid and good DK, everyone wins. I saved the video, all 47 minutes of it, then I went to work for real, did my shift like nothing was wrong. Friday I took another sick day, had more work to do. I went to see Mr. Rodriguez, my landlord, cool older Puerto Rican dude, hood always been straight with me. I explained I needed to make some changes to the Lease agreement. See, Darius was never officially on it, he was just listed as an authorized occupant. Mr. Rodriguez didn't care as long as rent was paid. I want him gone, I told him, but I don't want drama. Can we do this legally? He looked at the lease, looked at me and said, you've been a good tenant for 4 years, never late, never any complaints. If you want him out, he's out, give him 30 days notice, or if you want him gone immediately, we can say he violated the guest policy. What guest policy? Mr. Rodriguez smiled. The one about overnight guests needing landlord approval. Your girlfriend's been staying over a lot in his room, hasn't she? This man was a effing genius. I could have kissed him. I also hit up my boy at the phone store. Remember, I paid for Maya's phone, added parental controls to it. I could see every text, every call, every app she used. Completely legal since the account was in my name. The texts between her and Darius were extensive. NDS videos, conversations about me that would have hurt if I still gave a F, but the gold was in her group chat with her sister Priya. Girl, you need to stop this. Priya had texted 2 months ago. What if mom and dad find out? They want OP is too stupid to notice anything. Besides, once I graduate and get a travel assignment, he'll dump him and they'll never know. This is wrong. Maya, what's wrong is settling for mediocre DK because he pays bills. I deserve both. Her own sister knew her conservative holier than thou sister who gave me lectures about respecting their culture, and she knew her sister was using me. Saturday night came another show on my couch, another video saved, but this time I noticed something. Darius was wearing my watch. The tag Hoya ID saved 6 months for ID, been looking for it for weeks, and Maya said she hadn't seen it. Sunday was preparation day. I made copies of everything, videos, texts, credit card statements, hotel receipts, organized it all into neat little folders, one for her parents, one for her sister, one for her boss at the boutique, one for Kesha. Monday morning I called my boss, told him I needed to use some of my vacation days for a family emergency. He approved it immediately. I had 6 weeks saved up. That's when I started my final moves. Update 2 posted yesterday, Monday morning, 6:00 a.m. day. Maya left for her early clinical rotation, which I now knew meant meeting Darius at a coffee shop before he went to work. I had about 3 hours to execute phase 1. First call was to a locksmith. Emergency lock change all doors, cost me $400, but the dude was there within an hour. While he worked, I started packing, not my stuff. I went into Das room first. Everything went into trash bags, clothes, electronics, shoes, his little coding books, everything. Found my watch in his nightstand drawer along with my PS5 controller. I thought ID lost, and a couple of my Blu-rays. Petty thief on top of everything else. Maya's stuff was harder. 3 years of accumulated SHT, but I was methodical. Clothes in one set of bags, makeup and hair stuff, and another school supplies in a third. Found some interesting items too, a Plan B receipt from last week, a pregnancy test box and used, and a birthday card from me where ID written about how I couldn't wait to marry her one day. I left that on top of her pile by 9:00 a.m. Everything they own was in trash bags on the curb, not scattered or damaged. Him not a child, neatly packed and organized. I even put a tarp over them in case it rained. Professional to the end. Phase 2 started at 9:30 am. I uploaded the longest, clearest video to a throwaway Google Drive, the one where they were talking SHT about me, where she was writing him in my hoodie, where the audio was crystal clear. Then I started sending emails. First one went to Maya's parents. ID met them dozens of times, had their emails from planning surprise parties for Maya. The subject line was simple: your daughter's extracurricular activities, Mr. and Mrs. last name. I hoped ID never have to send this email. For 3 years I've respected your daughter and your family. I've provided for her, supported her dreams, and tried to be the man you'd want for her. Unfortunately, Maya has chosen a different path. The attached video shows what she's been doing instead of studying. I thought you should know who your daughter really is. I'm ending our relationship effective immediately. Her belongings are outside my apartment. Please ensure she collects them today. Send. Next was Priya, the sister. Same video but a different message. You knew and said nothing. You're just as guilty. I hope you're proud of enabling this. Send. Maya's boss at the boutique was trickier. I knew from Maya's complaining that they had a strict morality clause. They sold to wealthy conservative women and the owner was a religious hard sauce. I created a fake Facebook profile, made it look like a concerned customer. I was shocked to see one of your employees in this video acting in such an inappropriate manner. Is this the kind of person representing your brand? Send. Kesha was the hardest. She didn't deserve this, but she needed to know I used my real number for this one. Kesha, you don't know me well, but I'm Das roommate. There's something you need to see. I'm sorry, you deserve better than this. Also check your car's GPS history for the past few months. He's been using it for more than work. Send. By 10:00 a.m. the bombs were dropped. I sat back with a beer. It was 5:00 somewhere and waited. The first call came at 10:17 a.m. Maya's mother. I didn't answer. 10:19 a.m. Maya's father declined. 10:22 a.m. Priya blocked. 10:31 and Maya. Finally I let it ring out. The text started flooding in. What the F did you do, baby? Please answer the phone. This isn't what it looks like. I can explain everything. Please don't do this. I love you. Where is my stuff? You're overreacting. We can work through this. Answer your effing phone. I finished my beer, took a shower, got dressed in my best casual outfit, looked good, felt better. 11:00 a.m. Darius started calling. I picked up on the third ring. What the fro? Where's my SHT? Outside. Better hurry. Saw some kids eyeing your gaming setup. You can't just kick me out. I have rights. No, you have a piece of paper saying you're an authorized occupant which has been revoked. You've got 30 minutes before I call the cops for trespassing. This is about Maya, bro. She came on to me. I don't give a F who started it. You're done here. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. Maybe Kesha will take you in. Oh wait, he hung up. 11:47 am. A car screeched up outside through my window. I watched Maya and Darius frantically loading bags into her car. Maya was crying, mascara running down her face. Darius was on his phone, probably trying to reach Kesha. They tried the door. He didn't work. Maya started pounding on it. Please let me explain. I'm sorry I effed up, but I love you. I turned up my music. Kendrick Lamar Humble seemed appropriate. They gave up after 20 minutes, but hair race where it gets beautiful. 1:00 p.m. Maya's boss called. I answered. This one. Is this up? Yes ma'am. I need to verify something. Did you send a video regarding Maya? I didn't send anything to you directly. Why We received a concerning message about an employee. We have a zero-tolerance policy for behavior that could damage our reputation. I see. Well, Maya no longer lives here, so I can't help you reach her. That won't be necessary. Her employment has been terminated. Well, mail her final check. 2:30 p.m. Kesha texted me, thank you for telling me. I kicked him out. Changed. Not my problem anymore. Then I blocked her on everything. Darius tried a different approach. Sent me a Venmo request for his portion of the rent and emotional damages. The audacity. I declined it with the note for the streets. That night, for the first time in months, I slept like a baby in my own bed in my own apartment without the weight of their BS on my shoulders. Update 3 posted 12 hours ago. Tuesday morning hit different when you don't have leeches sucking you dry. Woke up at 9:00 a.m. a luxury I hadn't had in months. Made myself a proper breakfast, not the protein bar BS I usually scarf down between shifts. Eggs, bacon, toast, fresh orange juice. Sat at my table in my apartment eating in peaceful effing silence. Around 10:00 a.m. my phone started buzzing. Unknown number. I don't usually answer those, but something told me this would be entertaining. Hello Yubtard. It was Maya's father. His thick accent made the insult sound almost musical. You dare to disrespect my family like this, sir? With all due respect, your daughter disrespected herself. I just documented it. You were supposed to take care of her. I did for 3 years while she was taking care of my roommate's DK. He started sputtering in Hindi. I caught a few words, none of them pleasant. Hair race. What's going to happen? I cut him off. Maya, his stuff is gone. She's not welcome here. If any of you show up at my apartment, I'll file a restraining order. Have a blessed day. I hung up and blocked the number. The real entertainment started around noon. See, Maya and Darius had to figure out their living situation, and from the text Kesha was sending me would become unlikely allies in this. It was not going well. Girl just showed up at my apartment. Kesha texted talking about, can Darius stay here? I laughed and slammed the door. What did he do? Standing behind her looking pathetic. He's been blowing up my phone about how it was a mistake. Boy, a mistake is forgetting milk. Effing your roommate's girl for 4 months is a choice. Meanwhile, I was handling business. Called my phone company. Removed Maya from my plan. Called the credit card company. Removed her as an authorized user. Changed my streaming passwords. Removed her profiles. It was like performing an exorcism, casting the demon out of every corner of my life. 1:30 p.m. Mr. Rodriguez called. Hey up, just wanted to let you know someone tried to get into the building claiming they lived here. Young Indian woman very upset. Yeah, that's my ex. She doesn't live here anymore. I figured security footage shows her trying to use an old key. I told her to vacate the property or ID. Call the police. Thanks Mr. Rodriguez. Sorry about the drama. No problem. Oh, and if you need a new roommate, my nephew just got a job downtown. Good kid, quiet, pays on time. Send him by. I'll interview him this weekend. By Tuesday evening the story had spread through our mutual friend group. My phone was blowing up with people who suddenly wanted to know my side. Funny how they didn't give AF when I was working myself to death, but now that there was drama everyone wanted tea. I posted a simple Facebook status, single, not discussing why. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't need to. The comments were wild. People had been Team Maya for years, suddenly dropping hints that they always knew something was off. Fake sauce friends showing their true colors, but there were some real ones too. My boy Carlos from work messaged me, heard through the grapevine what went down. You need anything I got you. Also drinks on me this weekend. Wednesday morning brought new developments. Remember that pregnancy test I found? Well, apparently it wasn't in used after all. Maya sent a long text from a new number. I'm pregnant, it's yours, we need to talk. The effing audacity. I screenshot the message and sent it to my lawyer friend with a note, preparing for war. He responded immediately, do not respond, save everything. If she's pregnant, demand a paternity test. Given the timeline in evidence, court will be interesting. But hey race, the thing, I didn't believe her. This was desperation. Shed lost her meal ticket, her side DK, her job, and her family's support in 48 hours. A pregnancy scare was her Hail Mary. The first didn't respond. Instead I went to work. Yeah, I could have taken more time off, but honestly I missed it. Missed the simplicity of moving boxes, managing shipments, solving problems that didn't involve cheating girlfriends. My supervisor pulled me aside. You good? You seemed off last week. Personal SHT, it's handled now. Good, we need you here. Regional's been asking about promoting you to district manager. Don't F it up. District manager, 95,000 salary, company car, actual benefits. While ID been grinding to support Maya's fake dreams, I've been building my own real future. That night Kesha sent me screenshots. Darius had been begging her to take him back, alternating between blaming Maya for seducing him and confessing his undying love. Pathetic, but one message stood out. Baby, I'm staying at the Motel 6 on Highway 9. This place is sketchy, please just let me come home. Motel 6 from a nice 2-bedroom apartment to a roach motel in 3 days. You love to see it. Thursday was quiet, too quiet. I knew Maya wasn't done. She'd been spoiled for too long to give up easy, but I was ready for whatever came next. Around 7:00 p.m. there was a knock on my door. I checked the peephole. Priya, Maya's sister. I opened the door but didn't invite her in. What can we talk? We're talking. She sighed. Ma is staying with me. Our parents kicked her out. She's not doing well, and I wanted to apologize. I should have told you. Yeah, you should have, but you didn't. So what do you really want? She's talking about suing you for illegal eviction. Emotional distress. Revenge PN. Her cousin's a lawyer, and I laughed, actually laughed in her face. Revenge PN. I sent evidence of her infidelity to her parents and employer. No websites, no public posting. Illegal eviction. She was never on the lease. Emotional distress. She can get in line behind me. Tell her cousin to Google F around and find out. Now get off my property. You're being cruel. No, cruel was effing my roommate while spending my money. This is consequences. Big difference. I closed the door in her face. Final update posted 1 hour ago. It's been exactly 1 month since I burned their world down. Time for the final update. Let me paint you a picture of where everyone ended up. Maya, after the pregnancy scare, turned out to be exactly what I thought. Complete BS. She spiraled hard. Her parents cut her off completely in their culture. What she did brought irreversible shame to the family. They told extended family she was focusing on her studies when really she was couch surfing between the few friends who'd take her, and she had to drop out of nursing school. Turns out when daddy isn't paying tuition and your ex isn't covering living expenses, student loans don't stretch very far. Last I heard from mutual friends, she was working at a call center and living with 3 roommates in the sketchy part of town. The travel nursing dreams dead. The Instagram lifestyle she used to flex on the carefully curated image of the Perfect Indian daughter shattered. She tried hitting me up 2 weeks ago from another new number asking if we could talk like adults. I sent her a Cash App request for 12,000, my rough estimate of what ID spent on her over the last year. She blocked me immediately. Darius, this dumb sauce, fell even harder. Kesha put him on blast on social media. Full receipts, screenshots of him using her car to pick up Maya credit card charges at hotels on her card. The works. His professional network saw it all. Remember that at startup he worked for, they have a morality clause too, something about representing company values. He got quietly let go 2 weeks after everything went down in this job market. Good effing luck. His family found out and his mother, a church deacon, told him not to come home for Thanksgiving or Christmas until you get right with God, she said, according to his cousin who hit me up to get the full story. Last update from the streets: he's living with some girl he met on Tinder who doesn't know the full story. Taking bets on how long that lasts. Me, I'm thriving. Got that district manager promotion, 95,000 salary, company car, expense account. They're even paying for me to get my MBA online. Funny how much money you have when you're not funding someone else's life. Mr. Rodriguez's nephew moved in, kids great, pays rent on time, cleans up after himself, and best of all keeps his DK out of my girlfriend's, well, theoretical girlfriends. I'm not dating right now, focusing on myself for the first time in years. Hit the gym consistently for the first time since college. Down 15 pounds of relationship weight up significant muscle. Amazing what proper sleep and no stress will do for your gains. Reconnected with friends. ID neglected while working myself to death. Went on a boys trip to Vegas with Carlos and the crew. Dropped a month's worth of what I used to spend on Maya at the blackjack table and didn't even flinch. My money, my choices. Started therapy. 2, not because I'm effed up about what happened. I sleep like a baby every night, but because I want to understand why I ignored so many red flags, why I thought love meant sacrificing everything while getting nothing in return. The aftermath: some people said I went too far, that I should have just kicked them out and moved on. To those people I say respectfully, F off. They didn't just cheat, they laughed at me, they mocked my sacrifice, they planned to use me until they didn't need me anymore. I didn't ruin their lives, I revealed who they really were, their families, friends, and employers made their own decisions based on that information. Consequences aren't revenge, they're justice. Would I do it again in an effing heartbeat? But better this time. I would have installed cameras sooner, documented more, and maybe sent the footage to a few more family members. Lessons learned: when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Maya showed me she was materialistic and lazy. I ignored it because she was hot and I was lonely. Never be the only one sacrificing in a relationship. If it's not 50-50, it's not worth it. Trust but verify. Blind trust is for suckers. Keep receipts, financial and otherwise. When you seek revenge, dig 2 graves, one for them and one for the old version of you that tolerated that BS. Moving forward, I'm not bitter, I'm not damaged, I'm not afraid to love again or any of that dramatic SHT. I'm just a man who knows his worth now, who understands that being alone is better than being used, who learned that real power isn't in what you can provide for others, it's in what you can walk away from. Maya's friends still try to update me on her life, hoping I'll feel bad and take her back. She's struggling, they say she's learned her lesson. Cool, not my problem. Darius had his boy reach out about getting some stuff he forgot, told him anything left behind was sold to cover the emotional damages of having to buy a new couch. Couldn't sit on the old one without picturing them on it. Some of you might think this story is fake, that it's too perfect, too much justice. PN, think what you want. I know what I lived through, I know what I survived, and I know what I built from the ashes. To anyone reading this who's been cheated on, disrespected, used, you don't have to take it, you don't have to be the bigger person, you don't have to forgive and forget. Sometimes the best response is scorched earth, salt the ground so nothing grows there again. They thought they could play me, thought I was too tired, too trusting, too in love to see what was happening right in front of me. They were wrong. It took me 24 hours to destroy what they spent 4 months building, but it took me 0 seconds to decide they weren't worth another moment of my time. I'm up, I'm 26, I'm single, I'm successful, and I'm never settling for less than I deserve. Again, peace out. Edit: since some of you are asking, yes, I kept the hoodie, washed it in holy water, extra hot cycle with bleach, and it's my gym hoodie now. Every rep I do in it is a reminder that I rose above their BS. Edit 2: for those asking why I didn't confront them immediately, have you ever been so angry you became calm, so hurt you went numb? That's where I was. Pure cold calculation. Hot anger makes you do stupid SHT. Cold anger makes you do effective SHT. Edit 3: to everyone sharing their own stories in the comments, you're not alone. Whether you handled it with forgiveness or fury, what matters is that you handled it. Don't let anyone tell you how to process your pain. Final edit: turning off notifications now. Living my best life doesn't include reliving my worst memories. If this story helped you, good. If it entertained you, cool. If it psd you off, cope. I'm at the gym in my hoodie building a future they'll never be part of. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a great day.